Hello, I'm Victor and this is online literature class. Thank you for not scrolling past and I hope you get to enjoy today's class. Please give me a follow, comment on this video, like or share the video as it helps in improving my visibility. Thank you as I anticipate your support. Now let's get down to the business of the day. In our last class, we looked at tragedy as a type of drama, where we learned that tragedy is a type of drama that involves serious, sad, or tensed events involving death of characters or character, especially a major character, popularly known in literature as protagonist. We learned that tragedy is a type of drama that involves serious, sad, or tensed events involving death of characters or character, especially a major character, popularly known as protagonist in literature. We also learned that there are three categories of tragedy, which are classical tragedy, domestic tragedy, and romantic tragedy, where we learned that classical tragedy is a type of tragedy that has nobles or royalties as characters. It is a type of tragedy that originates from noble or royal setting. And we also learned that domestic tragedy is a type of tragedy that involves commoners or middle class personalities as characters. And finally, we learned that romantic tragedy is a type of tragedy that surrounds around issue of love. That's all for the last class. In today's class, we will look at comedy as another type of drama. Now let's get down to it. Comedy can be defined as a light-hearted drama involving events that are hilarious, capable of making audience to laugh. Comedy is a type of drama that is light-hearted, involving events or situations that are hilarious, capable of making audience to laugh. In comedy, events and situations end on a happy note, with audience leaving the theater on happy note or having a good feeling. There are three categories of comedy, just like there are three categories of tragedy that we looked at in the last class. The three categories of comedy are high comedy, low comedy, and romantic comedy. We have high comedy, low comedy, and romantic comedy as the three categories of comedy. Now let's get to find out the meaning of each of these categories. High comedy is a type of comedy that has nobles or royalties as characters. It is a kind of comedy that originates from a royal or noble setting. We can see that high comedy is a counterpart of classical tragedy. High comedy and classical tragedy are just two sides of same coin. Example of high comedy is The Importance of Being Honest by Oscar Wilde. The Importance of Being Honest by Oscar Wilde is a popular play that can be categorized as high comedy. Another category of comedy that we'll look at is low comedy. Low comedy can be defined as that type of comedy that has commoners or middle class personalities as characters. We can see also that low comedy is a counterpart of domestic tragedy. Domestic tragedy and low comedy are just like two sides of same coin. A popular example of low comedy is 12 Nights by William Shakespeare. 12 Nights by William Shakespeare. This is a play that can be categorized as low comedy. Finally, we will look at romantic comedy as the final category of comedy that we'll look at today. Romantic comedy is that type of comedy that revolves around issue of love. We can also see in this situation that romantic comedy is a counterpart of romantic tragedy. A popular example of romantic comedy is A Midsummer Night's Dream. A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare. A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare is actually a popular comedy that can be categorized as romantic comedy because the issues discussed in this play are issues of love. This brings us to the end of today's class. In summary, we have learned that comedy is a type of drama that is light-hearted, involving events and situations that are hilarious, capable of making audience to laugh. We also learned that there are three categories of comedy, which are high comedy, low comedy, and romantic comedy, which we discovered that they are counterparts of their respective categories in tragedy, which are classical tragedy, domestic tragedy, and romantic tragedy. We learned that high comedy is a kind of comedy that involves nobles or royalties as characters. And we also learned that low comedy is a type of comedy that has commoners or middle class personalities as characters. And finally, we learned that romantic comedy is a comedy that revolves around issue of love. Thank you for staying through the class. I appreciate your presence. If you have a question, leave it in the comment section, and if you have a comment, leave that too in the comment section. Please like the video and share, as it helps in improving my visibility, as I earlier pointed out. Thank you for every support. I'm Victor. Bye.